Before we close, we have a special performance by Executive Director of Moving Pictures and musician, Stephen Khan.
Mr. Khan, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for coming all the way here and telling, I mean, I'm just a musician, and that was, everything I've heard today has been fantastically inspiring. So I really, I'm going to take it home and put it in my heart. So thank you. I'm a musician and a songwriter, and I'm honored to be here. I really appreciate Gabriel for letting me be here. My nonprofit called Moving Pictures is a nonprofit that pairs music and songs with illustrators and animators and artists to tell redemptive stories that are pertinent to what's going on in our culture today. And each story is tied to another nonprofit that's doing fantastic work. And this specific story is a story of an American, a mom of two, in 2018 saw all these things that were happening on the border and didn't know how to help. It was mentioned earlier how the media portrays it as these throngs of people coming at the United States, and she wanted to see what she could do to help people, and what could she do. So she contacted a nonprofit called Freedom for Immigrants. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they do good work. And they put her in a pen pal correspondence with a person who had come from El Salvador that was seeking asylum. That person's name was Karen, and she was 24 years old, and she came here from El Salvador running from the violence with her 12-year-old daughter. But when she got to the U.S., she said, "I'm here seeking asylum." They put her in a private detention center down here south of San Antonio, separated her from her daughter, and you've heard that. Similar stories, I'm sure, before. But over the course of 6 months, they started to see each other. And these letters gave the American Kate an opportunity to see up close what was going on, how they could help, and how she could help. And it gave Karen, who was an orphan and had no one, something to look forward to, and a sort of a voice and a warm hand in the darkness that she was experiencing for 6 months to probably longer. She was deported in early 2019. We've learned a lot since then of what we could do. But I wanted to show this to you because Moving Pictures is trying to tell stories to humanize these problems that are so huge. To the regular person who's not an attorney or involved up close, it seems either too big to handle, they're apathetic, they're cynical, or they just feel like there's something they can't bother with or get involved, so they just turn away from it. But what I've found is that while you guys are doing the work in the legal field, artists and songs have an ability to transcend the political discussion and even the heated rhetoric and go right to the heart and humanize both sides of the issue. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. So I'm usually with a band, but I'm gonna have sing to the studio version of this. And where the screen will show you a little bit about what we do with this particular story called Letters from Karen.
I come here from nowhere with no name or no face. I came here for asylum and I'm asking for some grace. San Salvador was beautiful once upon a time, but it's overrun with violence to be decorated. Thank you, Thank you, thank you, thank you for hearing me. I was assigned a court date to appear before a judge, but I have no attorney. It won't do me any good. And since they took my daughter, she was all I ever had. I hope one day I'll find her, and I'll tell her the words you said. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hearing me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hearing me. Oh, I'm feeling helpless. I don't belong here in this cell. If they send me home, they'll kill me and my little girl as well. Thank you for your visit. It's the only one I've had. It was so nice to put a face to the words you've said. But I'm faced with a decision. Should I stay or should I go? This current situation, I can't take it anymore. So thank you, thank you, thank you for hearing me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hearing me. I'd like to thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for seeing me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for seeing me.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, guys. No, it's really you guys that are doing it. Thanks very much. The best a song can do is inspire, and inspiration leads to action, and action leads to change. So if you're interested in what we're doing, take out your smartphone and text the word Karen, Karen, 2020, so Karen 2020. That's the keyword, and text it to the number 313131. And that way you'll find out what we're up to. Let's work together and make this a reality. And because what the goal is to make this something that's humanized enough for the regular person and high school students, people that frequent museum galleries like this, to say, oh, wait a minute, I can write a letter. Maybe I can get involved. And you'd be surprised what happens at that level. So from little things, big things grow. It's my honor to be here. Thank you, Gabriel, for putting this on and allowing me to be here. And thanks to all the fantastic speakers. I'm going to put it in my heart. So let's enter that new age of freedom, right? Where the government of the people, for the people, and by the people shall not perish from the earth. Thank you.
The scholar's mission is to give a voice to the voiceless. And not only to the people who may read our articles or to the people who may be influenced by our articles, but I believe for the actual members themselves. You know, I dropped out of school very young. You know, my life took me to a lot of different roads and paths, but with a scholar, I was really able to find my own voice and articulate some of the passions that I had. I believe that not only myself, but my fellow board members and the staff writers as well, we came to law school to advocate for those who are in need, to fight for those most vulnerable, something that the majority of you do every single day. And because of that, we felt that you deserved a very compelling CLE, an informative CLE, and we hope that you feel that you have received one. I want to thank, first and foremost, Kat Gomez. Without Kat's assistance, this symposium would not have been able to come today, would not have been able to come to fruition. I also want to deeply and sincerely thank our sponsors, the Bashams and the Rosenfield brothers. The scholar, all of our funds come from the symposium and from the kind donations of our sponsors. So we thank you very much. I also want to thank our amazing speakers. You know, forgive me for my lack of discretion, but no one here charged us one dime. Everybody came here out of their own free will. So we thank you very much. I want to thank the scholars for all of your assistance. I want to thank ITC for allowing us this beautiful venue, you know, and aside from the 2 videos that didn't necessarily come through, everything else was perfect. I mean, look at this beautiful setting for us to host this venue. I want to thank St. Mary's for giving us the platform so that we can speak on race and social justice issues. I want to thank Heavenly Gourmet for the food. I want to thank all the staff here who also likewise helped us make this a very smooth event. I also want to thank if they were here, but we send them all of our love, but the Mariachi del Sur. I know that was a wonderful, wonderful show that they gave us today. However, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all of you for showing up. For many of you, this is not your first Immigration Symposium. And because of you, we can continue to put together events like this. So I want to thank all of you. Thank you for coming. And quickly, on a personal note, I want to thank my family for coming here. I want to thank my mother, my brother and sister, my wife, my in-laws, and all my friends. If I didn't mention you, it's not for a lack of care, but perhaps for a lack of brain cells. So thank you very much for being here. I want to encourage every single one of you to continue to support the scholar. The easiest way to do that is follow us through our social media platforms, so you can be updated with every single thing that we do. We want to encourage you to continue to come to our immigration symposiums, because every year they're going to continue to get bigger and better with your help. With that, I'm going to close. Thank you very much. We hope to see you next year. God bless and have a great weekend. Thank you.